Mr. Winston Douglas with the great hair.
Radio Raheem.
I love it. Bringing me back. Coach, do you have an opening statement about the game?
Obviously, not our prettiest performance. We've been one of the best defensive teams in the league all year, and obviously you saw the game. Our defense is what won the game for us today. I looked up at the clock 8 minutes ago. We have 29 points, and thankfully Hunter only had about 36, 38. So I said we still have a chance to win the game. Fellas, we're going to see some shots on us about the fall. Continue to play the D, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, did something change at that point? Because all of a sudden the game was played at a bit of a faster pace. Did everybody look up at the scoreboard and say this is a goal?
Hunter beat us early in the year. They're a very difficult matchup. They're a good team, very well coached, very disciplined, and they're long. So their zone, they cover a lot of ground quickly in their zone. So they get out to our shooters quickly, and when we get the ball to the foul line, low post area, they have length also. So they give us problems, and basically it was just I thought our perimeter players were being a little bit too tentative. We were catching and pausing for a second. I told them when you catch, we either got to be ready to shoot or we got to attack a gap, collapse the defense, and kick out. And we shot the ball very poorly for most of the game, but our guys are pretty good shooters, and it was just a matter. I thought we were very nervous to start the game, and we settled down and we made some shots. And then, like you said, the pace picked up because we got some stops. Because we got some steals, we got some rebounds, we got some runouts, and that's how we would prefer to play. And thankfully that's an easy back. I thought our full court pressure, while we didn't get a lot of steals off it, I thought as the game went on, it kind of wore them down. They threw away some passes, that's how we try to play. And we feel in the last 5 minutes we'll have the pressure levels to keep pressing from the start of the game.
Call away at the end of this goal.
Yeah, is that Jamal?
Yeah.
22? Is that Jamal?
That's
Jamal.
Jamal.
I'll go.
Well, I got one. Winston, how you feeling? Because I mean, you got banged up a bit.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Tightness there. I saw.
I caught a knee in the Saturday game against Lehman in my calf, and my ankle got twisted twice, so that is on the same leg. So it was bothering me the last 2 days. When I went for the fast break dunk, the first one, I just caught a cramp when I went to jump, and it just was hurting and kept stretching and stretching and stretching. Went back out there when I felt good. Came back on the bench. Every time I stretched it, it just went hard because I think my team needed me.
Did you think you were in trouble of not being able to continue when you were down, or you knew you needed some time?
I looked up at the time at the clock, and I knew my team would hold me down until I got back in. So been having each other's back all year. Whether we're down and fighting back like this, or we're up and I get in foul trouble, somebody has to come in off the bench and carry the load until I come back in. So I wasn't really worried. It was a little bit of time I needed to get it, where I could basically walk, and then I'll go back and get the job.
Javon, how about the different? You guys made some strides last year. It's a good thing. But what you're doing this year is on a totally different level. I mean, tell us why. Most of us, this is the first time we're really exposed to the Cougars this year. So why is that happening?
Last year it was a turnaround for the whole program, and it was last year we lost to Hunter in the first round.
Yeah.
So it was like a learning experience for us. And at the off season, when the season first began, from the spring, summer, into the fall, we worked hard as a team, and we put in a hard work, and it's paying off. So I did that.
How does it feel to be one game away from winning the title?
It feels good, but we know the work isn't done. Got one more step on that over the mountains.
What did you notice with CSI tonight that you could take out the previous 2 meetings you saw with them this year? Was it something about this game?
We're gonna have to watch some tape and figure something out because they've gotten us twice this year. Close games. I think if thinking back about both games, I thought both teams are very good offensively. Both teams don't really have a lot of tricks defensively. Both teams are pretty much hard man to man. And I think in the 2 games we lost 2 close games. I think they just executed their offense a little bit better down the stretch. and they made shots. The last game we lost at their place by 2 a couple weeks ago. I think we were 7 for 20 from the foul line. We missed like 15, 20 threes or something like that. We just had a poor shooting night. But we still gave ourselves a chance to win. But we understand that they've been the best team in the league all year long. But we're going to come. We're going to play hard on us Saturday night, and we like our chances. We're freshmen. We're freshmen. Everybody says that they're freshmen and sophomores. Their coach is a pretty young coach that we don't know what we're doing yet. But these guys aren't freshmen and sophomore anymore. They've gone through the rigors. We had a very difficult schedule at the start of the year, traveling all over the country. We took our lumps at the start of the year, and starting to pay dividends now.
Coach, if I may, in the first half you scored 16 points at halftime. What turned it up defensively for your team to outscore Hunter in the second half?
Well, I think in all honesty, not to make any excuses, this is the first time these guys are on the big stage. Like I said, they are freshmen and sophomores, and they were nervous. They were tense. There's no denying it. They were nervous. They were tense. You can see it in some of our turnovers, some of our mannerisms. We were very tense. We were very tight. But the way we played all year long, we know we're a team. Like I told the guys, we scored 16 points in a half. We can score 16 points in 3-4 minutes because of our defense, because we wear teams down. We start creating turnovers. We get rebounds. We run out. And I told the guys at halftime, don't worry about the offense. Continue to play D. Because all year long, when we've made our spurts, it's our defense has gotten us easy baskets and runouts and open threes. But I told them, we have to start getting stops, because as long as the game's in the half court, it's obviously the Hunters' advantage. If we can get up and down, get that big man running, it's obviously our advantage.
Coach, you described the game as an ugly game. Was it because of their defense or because of your lack of execution early going?
Well, I think our lack of execution early on was because of their defense. Like I said, they play that 2-3 zone. They're very long in the back, and they're quick, so they get out to your shooters. And like I said, they'll sit in that 2-3 zone as long as the game's close. You saw in the end when they had to come out and play as man-to-man, we got some easy buckets. The game started getting up and down. And, we were hoping to get up to a better start early, because it was a similar kind of game when we played them early in the year. They dictated tempo, and they won the game. So we were hoping to get up to an earlier start so they couldn't sit back in the zone and have to come out and play us. But as long as they were ahead, I knew they were going to sit back in the zone. Eventually, we had to get some stops and get the game going up and down, as you see by 45 points in the second half. And like I said, I think about 30 of that was in the last 8 minutes. But I think with about 8 minutes to go, we had about 29 points. So luckily, the game turned. We got some stops, and we were able to run out and get some easy shots. And finally, I think we made a couple perimeter shots, and that kind of relaxed everybody a little bit.
How much better are you now than you were 2 weeks ago?
I think tonight was a really big step for these guys. I told them I was extremely proud of them, because they look very nervous. I understand this was new for them, and you can tell them what it's going to be about. You compare it. It's new for them, new for me. Everything was a little bit different tonight. Bigger crowd, more noise. And I think it took us a half to get our bearings a little bit. And then sometimes when you're losing and you feel you should be winning, you start pressing a little bit. And I remember about 12 minutes ago, I saw that we were pressing a little bit, and I told them just relax. There's a lot of time in the game. We're capable of scoring 20 points in less than 4 minutes. But don't worry about offense. Let's continue to get stops, because I said slowly but surely, they are wearing down. They are getting a little bit tired. Just keep the pressure on, and eventually it'll pay dividends. And fortunately enough, it did.
Coach, if I may, I saw your team's free throw team shooting is 30%. But question to Javon, your team shot 70% from the free throw line. And the question I'm getting at is very good defense and good free throw shooting is one of the reasons, as team play, as well as your coaching staff, as well as your team. Because you keep mentioning that the guys are sophomores and so forth, and I don't think since opening day your season started October 15th till this Saturday, the credit's got to be due as a whole.
Well, the kids have worked very hard. Javon can answer a little bit of that. So I think the kids have worked very hard. And like I said, at this point, I told him, you're not freshman and sophomore anymore. You've gone through the league. Like I said, we had a rigorous, we challenged ourselves in the preseason with traveling and schedule. And we took our lumps. We lost a lot of close games. I think in November, December, a game like tonight, we might have lost. And we did lose these kind of games. So I think it helped us. And the funny thing, you mentioned that usually we're not a good foul shooting team. We're the worst foul shooting team in the league. We shoot like about 59, 60%. Which is, it bothers me because in practice, these guys, they make their foul shots, so it's just a matter of settling down and making them. Unfortunately, against Lehman and tonight, we made our foul shots, and that was the difference. If we had a poor foul shooting game tonight, we probably don't win that game. We made a lot of big shots in the last 5 minutes. We made a lot of foul shots.
So this is where I'm trying to get this out of here. You guys play twice during the season. Division rivals. Best guards in the league, pretty much. I mean, we got backcourt stars up and down on both teams here. Where is this game going to be, you know, obviously without giving it away, per se, where is this game going to be decided? Because I see both of you as teams that like to take control from, well, you like to take control of your defensive end and make the offense work. They like to take control on the offensive end and then make that work. Because that's always been the staple of CSI. What do you think?
I don't think it's an accident that CSI and us were the top 2 teams in the league this year and ended up into the finals. If you look at the stats, we're the 2 most balanced teams in terms of neither team has a dominant scorer.
Right.
Every team has about 4 or 5 guys that are close to averaging between 16 and 10, and you have 4 or 5 guys on a given night can get you 20, 25 points. I think we're the 2 most balanced teams in the league. I think we're the 2 teams that we have multiple guys on both teams that can hurt you. They have great perimeter players, but they also have one of the best post players in the league, Jordan Young. We have good perimeter players, and we have one of the best post players in the league, in Winston Douglas. So I think it comes down to both games. I think they out-execute us a little bit, and down the stretch, they make plays and make shots. I mean, give them credit. There's not much separating the 2 teams, so it should be a great game on Saturday.
You think it's going to be, do you think you guys are going to be able to get out there and run the way you want to? Or do you think that their man-to-man is going to, you know, hold you guys back? I mean, both games were in the 79-77 and 77-70. I think I just looked it up. So,
But both games, we're pretty much up and down games. Both teams had a lot of opportunities to score. Like I said, both our teams, there's not a lot of tricks. Both our teams usually come at you straight man-to-man. Good man-to-man teams, good help teams. And like I said, I think the first 2 games, they just basically out-executed us, especially down the stretch. The last game at Staten Island 2 weeks ago, Tibbs made about 5 or 6 incredibly tough shots in the last couple minutes of the game. And, you know, you tip your hat to him and give him credit. We understand we didn't play our best game. We were 7 for 20 from the foul line. We missed a whole bunch of shots, and we had a chance to win the game. And we didn't get stops in the last 5 minutes of the game.
so what are you going to do about Tibbs?
Well,
That's impossible. But okay, what do you really do about Tibbs? I mean, not that he's, you know, the greatest player ever, but he's definitely the player this year in the league that has just made shot after shot, opportunity after opportunity. You know, and you guys, I think, are like the team of opportunity. You know, I know that, you know, especially the 2 of you. You know, when you guys are on, magic's happen as a team. I mean, like tonight, Tibbs was good, but Young was outstanding. But I don't see that happening against you guys in the post. You guys are a little leaner, I think. I mean, what do you think about? You know, what do you guys think about the game and what are you looking forward to other than the game itself? Like, tell me what you're looking forward to as players.
I look forward to playing them again because we lost to them twice this year, and I feel like the game is there. And we played them at their gyms, it came down, they executed, and it comes down to who wants to more. We missed a lot of shots.
So how'd you shoot so well from the line tonight then?
You've been shooting better since that game, actually. Since that game, you've been making more free throws.
Jason, look it up.
You know, it hurts, you know, when you lose games by 1 or 2 points and you look at the free throw line and you miss about 14 fouls. So, you know, coaches get stressed out to us.
Jason gave an interesting stat yesterday. Jason said we lost 11 games this year, and all 11 games that we lost, we missed double-digit free throws. And actually, if we made our free throws, we would have 1 loss this year. So that kind of, I told him that after the Staten Island game, and it's frustrating. These guys make them in practice, so you got to make them again.
Well, one thing that's going to be huge is this 13. Because CSI turned it over a ton tonight. They were nervous too. First half. When was the last time one and the two played in the men's final? How about that one? Baruch? When Baruch played York?
I think so. Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
Yeah.
And we also have a lot of respect for Staten Island. You saw tonight they were down just like us, and it didn't look good for a little while. But you know they're a good team. They fight. They have championship heart. They have a great coaching staff. So you know, and it's funny. I think we were picked to come 5th or 6th. They were picked to come 6th or 7th. And here we are. We've been the 2 best teams in the league.
Oh, no, you
all year.
really picked it. Were they picked that low?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were picked like 5th or 6th, and Staten Island picked 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
That's because we heard, I think the rumor mill in the offseason was that some of the guys weren't coming back. Some of the young freshmen run last year. That's what I think. I think I heard that. So that tends to be people to drop you down a couple of spots. All right, you know what? I promise you that won't happen next year, okay?
What is number 8?
That's all right. But like I said, it's not a coincidence. These 2 teams are the 2 most balanced teams in the league.
They are. I think it's really interesting because this is the one year we all said it could be anybody 1 through 7.
Right.
We all thought,
And this is the year is 1-2.
yeah, it really could have.
And even the team that was, I mean, in eligible, City Tech played a spoiler, and they beat CSI.
But they actually would have been out anyway. They
Yeah.
would have done
The league from top to bottom improved big time this year.
I think
Absolutely.
it was pretty good.
And the exciting thing about the league is you have the better players on a lot of teams are underclassmen. Staten Island doesn't really have any seniors. We don't really have any seniors, so
No, everybody's, the whole league, I think, is
a
right.
lot of teams have very good underclassmen.
Yeah.
So
Except for Marcel, I think everybody's coming back.
Well, Winston, I mean, this is your first full season. Last year, you got hurt, you started late. But this is your first full season. You definitely want to finish strong, but anything you took out of last season that made you stronger?
Yeah.
Last year I came in, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know the plays, didn't know the ball patterns, didn't really know how to play with tendencies. But this is like a completely different team this year. Last year it was more I run around and I basically crash. Now like anybody can basically play any position with the exception of maybe Darnell. Like we're all interchangeable. That's why we can run like the way we run. So I don't know. Can't really compare this year and last year. Can't really say I took any. Just maybe some experience with like the competition basically.
At one point, I know like, you said the team was 0 for 8, but you didn't call a timeout. You kept them going. Any reason why?
sometimes I think I understood that we weren't doing anything wrong. We were just a little bit nervous. We were missing shots we normally make. Hunter made some shots, but it wasn't because of anything we were doing wrong. You know, sometimes I think, and I had a feeling that this game would come down to the end, so we wanted to save some of those. But also sometimes too, I think when you call an early timeout, sometimes you pump the other team up. You make your team feel like, oh my God, you know, it's a big game, and coach is panicking now. He called a timeout 3 minutes into the game. You know, so you know, just like I said, we've been one of the best teams in this league all year long. I wasn't gonna start showing them now that we're gonna panic or I'm losing confidence or faith in them. And I've done it. You know, I've done it a lot of times through the season. Other teams make runs, and I guess I feel Jackson it and tell them, no, you know what, you guys figure it out.
Right.
You know, sometimes. But it also shows faith and confidence in them too. That I trust them, and like I said, I just look to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to do. I always tell them, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, I'm not worried about the ball going in or not. Take the shot you're supposed to take, play the D. You know, these guys know. As long as they're doing what they're supposed to do, taking the shots they're supposed to take, you can't control the ball unless it goes out of your hand.
6th person tonight was the fans. It really helped.
Hey, our fans were great, but you know what? Megger fans, they've been hungry, man. It's been a long time since Megger's been in this position. Our crowd was great tonight. They were our 6th man. They gave us a lot of energy when we were coming back late in that game. And hopefully they're out here in force again on Saturday.
Coach, what are the X factors? What is the X factor that brought you to this point?
I just think we're a very versatile team. I think we can win in different ways. I think that's what the strength of our team. I think we can win a game like this in the 50s tonight, and Saturday we might have to win 88-87. I think we're capable of doing that. So I think that's been our strength all year long. If you look at our scores, like I told the fellas, I said, okay, we wanted to get off to a better start, but you know, we can win 51-50 or 81-80. We're versatile. And Saturday might be a total opposite game. Saturday might be up and down. It might be 46-45 at halftime. You know, we can play either way. We probably would prefer to play up and down because we think our athletic ability and and our pressure as the game goes on. If the game's faster, we think we wear the other team down as the game goes on. So we wouldn't mind a faster pace. But as you saw tonight, if we have to grind it out and win ugly, we're capable of doing that too. I think that's the key to our team this year.